Okay. Hello friends and welcome to the assembly tutorial part 1. This tutorial is about printing the contents of a register to your screen as output of a program. Okay, so it is not a program for a special professional programmers. It is just to get you ahead when you have just started learning assembly programming, so that you don't get stuck somewhere. As I got stuck for 2 to 3 days trying to find out the way how to print the contents of a variable, print the contents of a register to the screen. So let's get started now. I created a program, printrec.s assembly program. So let's start. Okay, if you already started learning assembly, you will remember there are three sections of the program: data section, stack section, and the text section where you keep your program code. Fine. In data section we define our data. That piece of data is Ruby. The ASCII value of what the data is containing is Ruby. It's the name of my wife actually. Next comes your BSS section, stack section. Here we allocate memory to some variables. What does this instruction mean? The syntax is .alcom. Alcom means allocate memory. Allocate memory to the register to the reg called variable with a memory of 100 bytes. Next instruction, allocate memory of 100 bytes to a variable called back. I'll be using only variable back in this program. Now the next thing comes text section. Here is where you give the code for your program. And one important thing, why do we use global sign over here, global? Because by using this global sign we are making this label underscore start, the start section of our program, we are making it available for the processor to enter inside the program. Otherwise, if you don't use global over here, your processor doesn't know from where to enter the program. It is making this section and this full section available globally to the processor to enter inside the program. Fine. Now what we are actually doing in this program is, we are not directly printing the contents of a register to your screen. We are basically putting some data into EX register. Then from that EX register we are copying that data to a variable, and then that variable will be used to print the data to the screen, just the same way like we used in Hello World kind of traditional program, and as you might have gone across that. So the new instructions you'll come across over here is LEL. This LEL instruction means load effective address of the data section Ruby to your source index. Okay, so whatever the address Ruby is situated at, it will copy that address to our source index. You don't need to define the destination for copying the data, because by default accumulator register EX is destination for any of the copying back and forth kind of instructions. So we just need to define what is your source, and then just instruct the processor what to do next. Loads is the command. It's the instruction which copies the contents of a data section to a register, accumulator actually. So as soon as we execute this code, you will find that debugging and investigating what's happening inside a program, we will do it in the next video, because the capacity of this screen recorder I'm using is just 15 minutes only. So GW will use in next video. So this instruction will copy the contents of data section to our accumulator register. Fine. Now the foundation we are done. We got some data in our accumulator EX register. So what do we do next? The main coding starts now. Use again LEA, load effective address of back variable that we have defined over here, a variable called back. Load the memory address of back variable to our destination index. Again, you don't need to define a source index, because source index is automatically by default taken as EX register. Okay, so as soon as you run this command stozel will copy the contents of ex register to our variable called back. So our job is done. The next codes, as you are already familiar with, this is a print routine, copying the system call number 4, which is for writing to ex register. The job of ex register is done now, so we can store some other things to ex register. Fine. Next is what to do with write. What kind of writing? You use a file descriptor 1 for std out to stream, and store it in ebx. Then you store the contents of variable $, direct addressing method. So load the contents of this back variable to our ECX register. Then how many characters you want to print? 4 number of characters, because our UBI is the character numbers equivalent to 4. So you copy this length to EDX register and you call the interrupt. So, but why use this code? Because as soon as the processor gets the interrupt, it searches for the what is the next instruction for it to be executed. So EX register is like the inbox for our processor. It finds its inbox, it finds the interrupt, it stops all the works, then it searches for the inbox. What's there inside the inbox? It comes to know, okay, 4. Like I have to write something. What to do with writing? Write to std out to your stream. Then what to write? Write the contents of back variable, and how many? 4 number of characters. Then of course after that we have got exit routine. Here 7 is the return status I am using. It is my favorite number 7, so I use at 7. This is the return status that we give to operating system. We can use it later on. The program returns the value is 7 to operating system. Okay, the program has got executed now and the return status is 7. We'll use it later. So let's run the program now. So first of all, assemble it, create an object. Let's copy it so that we don't struggle to again and again keep on using the type completion. Create an object called printrec.o from the file printrec.s. If your code includes some kind of errors, it will show here. It won't assemble it properly. Then link it. Create an object, binary object called printrec from what? From object file o.o. Okay, it has been linked now. So now just run the program. So just notice what we got. We got the contents of our EX register printed to our screen. Fine. So in next video I'll show you how this all processes take place inside your memory and your registers. What kind of memories are used by using a debugger called GDB. Okay, so off for now. Please post your comments. If you have understood the coding and explanation, well and good. If anyone of you wants a more in-depth explanation of assembly, please post in your comments. Okay, then bye till then.